Alright guys, Super People comes out in 7 days, 8 hours, and 10 minutes. Obviously I'm not going to count down the seconds. But, in honor of that, us being a week away, I wanted to make a tier list for the Super Soldiers. I played in the original closed beta, played in the final beta, so I've played a lot of this game. In the tournaments, outside of the tournaments. And I mean, I'm super excited to play the game, ready for the early access. I'm actually kind of bored. I don't know what to play right now. But yeah, let's just jump into this. I have a pretty good idea on what's going to be at the top. Some of these are going to fluctuate a little bit just because of like if you're in master's rank, right? Like this is going to be good. If you're playing in a tournament, this is what's going to be good. And if you're just in a regular lower ranking match, like some of these other ones may still be good. But I'm just going to kind of base it on not really tournament play, but just more of I would say like higher end squad play. Because some of these would fluctuate in solos and whatnot. Like for example, the Seeker. It's gonna be S tier for sure. It's just so good all the way around. I mean, it's got the 3 dashes or slides. I think that's what it's called in the game. And I mean, it's just good for getting away from the nukes, the blackouts. It can get out of any situation very easily. It can also push very well. It also can be used to kind of strafe, insanely strafe. Not only that, but also it has the drop zones where it shows where in a radius where you drop where people are at. Which is just great. I mean, that's just fantastic. I mean, most of the time, that's the hardest part of the game, right? Is the landing, So, in any, doesn't matter where you're at on the spectrum, tournament, high MMR, low ranks, like, that's just always going to be good. And then I believe it also has a heartbeat sensor, if I'm not mistaken. Does it have a heartbeat sensor? I think it does. Maybe not. Yes, it does. Heartbeat sensor, right? Yeah, this is like the best thing. Oh. For people who want to... Oh, but hiccup. Who want to get a lot of kills. Because, like, in all of these types of games, like, pushing buildings is the hardest thing. And, like, I mean... that just kind of solves your problem right there. So like landing zone, heartbeat sensor, do 3 quick slides. Like it's just always going to be good. I mean, this stuff is like, okay, this is also really good to a point. I don't think this is broken as much. I mean, this right here, this is what makes it really strong, honestly. This and the quick slide. And this is like icing on the cake. I mean, it's just, it's such a safe pick. It's going to be good no matter what. So, obviously, that one's going to be S tier for sure. Let's see. Some of these are like, depending on the situation, it could change. The Shotgun Master, I think I'm going to put that one as tier 2. I may move that one here, but I'm just going to try to get a little basis of it, and then we can kind of move them, fluctuate as we kind of discuss here. The firearm experts actually have like some really good passives, but like But this isn't great. And I mean, it's not terrible, but it's not great. It's like the problem with this one is like when you get into higher MMR play and there's so many people around, like this doesn't really help you do anything. Like when you get into like more competitive games, like you know, you need a way to get away or a way to push, right? Where it be an area, a building. I mean, you need something, right? You need push or get away. You know, you need one of those two things. Because, I mean, you're playing against people in the circle. And this just doesn't really do anything for you. It might be better if you, like, you know, kind of like when you call in the nuke, you can click. If you could click the force field where you could call it in at, that might change this class. But right now it's just not enough. And I mean, you get AR upgrades on this, and like 40% increase in all leaning angles and leaning speed. So like, I mean, that's obviously great. Bullet tracer is pretty good. Headshot evasion, minus 65% headshot damage received. I mean, that's so good too. And that's also really good. That's insanely good. Shoot and run. You get movement speed while ADSing. So good. And this is also really good because like magazine capacity, final circle, like reloading is like your worst nightmare in the worst situation, dude. So anything that helps you not have to reload, it's gonna be good. Like I said, the Firearm Experts has some of the best passive skills in the game, but I just don't think it's gonna be enough for it to ever be, unless this changes to some degree. I don't think it'll ever be enough. So we're going to keep it at B. I actually think I'm going to put it in C now that I think about it. The Demolisher is going to be... I've watched the video a few times, and I know people are like, oh, this looks like this. Dude, this class is not going to be good. And I'm going to give you a list of reasons why right here and now. One, okay, like the RC, I mean, it'll be fun to play as, but it's not going to be good. RC car, you're going to be like a sitting duck when using the RC car. It has like a weird stance. You're a sitting duck. The grenade launcher thing is like, I mean, there are situations where it could get you some kills, but like, I mean, how are you, for example, right? Go back to this, like, okay, take the Demolisher versus the Seeker, the Shotgun Master. The Demolisher is never getting a kill on either of these classes, ever. You know? I mean, why wouldn't the Seeker just dash straight at him, you know? Let's go with the Driver. The Driver is like one of those where it's like so debatable. Because I think it's just going to have to be an S tier regardless. And the reason I say that is because, like, once again, like, when it comes to S tier stuff, it's going to be all about, you know, being able to position correctly. And the Driver just gives your team or just you a safe way to do that no matter what. And it's also free cover, actually. And if I'm not mistaken, in the Driver class, it actually gives you... Yeah, here it is. No, that's not what I was thinking. That's not what I was thinking about either. Maybe not. I thought I had another one that I couldn't remember of it. That's not what I was thinking of either. I mean, this is super good too. It's not what I was thinking of. Oh yeah, here it is. Homegrown vehicles, right? So like you can use it to take cover, like final circles. You know, you get one of those crappy circles where it's in the middle of a field and everybody's just kind of looking at each other, wondering who they're gonna mow down first. Free cover right here, you know. And there's also a cheesed way to kill people with this in solos too. Like you just hit the nitro jump and then you switch seats and like you can aim at it pretty good because you get 30% accuracy when shooting from a vehicle, 10% damage. I mean, it's good. And then it has smart bullet too. Like it's 100% S tier. There's just no doubt in my mind. I think let's go with the sniper. I mean, everybody likes to play as the sniper. I like to play as a sniper. You like to play as a sniper. But I think it's just another one of those things where I don't think when you get it into like, you know, hardened games, I don't think it's going to help you for the most part. I mean, you could argue like maybe B tier in solos because like if you hit the first shot, you know, then you're good to go. But I don't think we're gonna base anything off solos for the most part. You know, maybe we'll kind of compare it, what it would be good at the end. Let's do the teleporter. The teleporter is one of those that's like, you know, it can be so good and not good at all sometimes. Like it's so situational. I feel like that like this is okay. I mean, this is actually pretty good, but and this is pretty good too. This is part of the reason this character's good, and this is too. 30% movement speed while crouching. These two things help it a lot. So does this. Like it's kind of like you don't expect it to be kind of like a beefier class, but it just is. And it's also got like a lot of show with it too. Like you can do a lot of funny stuff with it. But like if you do this in squads, like you teleport, like okay, you down one person, the other 3 people are just gonna mow you down. It's just the hard truth. So I'm gonna put it in A tier because like in solos that's not gonna happen, right? So like you could put it in A tier or S tier. But I think just like I think it's gonna be more B tier and everything else. We might push it to A tier because I think it would be okay in duos too. Because like if you're running this with a seeker, changes the game. You know, because a seeker can get to you pretty quick. And like right now I'm like debating with myself because like the tactical nuke is not even good. Like I mean it's funny, like, you know, people are all sitting in a building, but it's just too easily countered. I mean it's good, but it's not that good. There's a reason it's good, but it's debatable, right? Because like it's so situational, right? So like if you're playing like a higher ranked game and there's a bunch of houses nearby, right? This goes up to here. And that's why, right? Clear buildings, push a building after you clear it, problem solved, right? And that's where it's going to kind of jump between here and here. And that's why we're just going to put it here. It's because it's really going to depend on the final circle. Pre-final circle, that this isn't good at all. Like, you know what I mean? Like before the final circle, final few circles, this is not good at all. Especially when you get competitive play, it really just depends on the terrain. On whether this is good. It's, so I mean, we're just gonna put that in A, and that's why. The riot shield, absolutely not. I mean, it's funny. It's kind of good in solos, but still, like, I mean, the chances of you not getting against a shotgun master or seeker in solos is just so unlikely. Well, so he's just immediately going to slide behind you, right? I mean, he's just going to get around you whether you have the shield up or not. The shotgun master can probably get around you too. If not, he could just throw the impact flashbangs at you, and he's going to get you too. The driver, obviously, I mean, she could just run you over, I guess. I don't know. I haven't tried that out. Maybe we need to try that out the day the early access launches. But it is fun to play. I just don't think it's ever going to be anything other than fun to play. I forget. Where are we at here? Let's go. Yeah, let's go SWAT. SWAT is the one where, like, people are going to start having a hard time picking. Because, like, this ultimate is actually so good, and it has some, pretty good, like this is good. This is good. That's actually really good. Like the level 3 one. It's like when you jump through a window, you get 30 health. This is kind of good too, actually. This can be really good in the right situation. Slopes. That counts as a heal. I don't know what that would actually count as, so it's hard to say. Let's see. Yeah, I don't really see this one. Another match. This is kind of good as well. But the reason that this makes this thing so good is, like, so when you pop it, it's like, they can't see you, so you can run around in, like, this ginormous smoke screen for a period of time. I don't know if it gives us time limit on there. Yeah, it doesn't. And that's what's, going to be the decision. So, like, the reason I think this class could be S tier goes back to, like, the nuke, right? Depends on the circle. Really depends on the circle. Like, right situation, it could be great because, like, you can only carry so many smokes. It's still a looting game. Like, you have to get the smokes in the first place, and then you don't know what the circles. You may need the smokes, and this is where, like, in a bad circle rotation, a team with this on there could really change the pace of it, and that's why I'm putting A tier, because it's kind of like, it's good, but it's not good enough to be S tier, but it's situationally good, and it's going to be good in solos regardless, I feel like. Let's go to did I do the firearms expert? I did do the firearms expert. It's just kind of like yes, it's basically a little bit different. Like the Marine is good, but it just needs like this is actually so good in solos too. But the problem is like, okay, in solos this is good, but you don't need this. This isn't good in solos, you know. And that's like that's so situational. That's kind of good. That's kind of good too. This one is just like on that borderline where I just don't see it ever being good outside of squads. Like I almost want to say like if you were in a tournament, because I think they may just like throw the driver completely out of tournaments. I feel like they may not. But like right now in my head, like this right here looks scary. You know what I mean? You could even do this. Like that looks really scary. Like I mean, like honestly, so scary. Like okay, you like blackout, smoke, or it's blackout, smoke, right? Nuke to clear the building. Heartbeat sensor light. You know what I mean? Like I just right situation that's gonna be so hard to do anything against. But it's really just going to kind of depend on a few different things. It's going to be hard to decide. I think the Marine might be a go-to one just because of like healing and picking up and all that stuff. I just want to say the Marine will probably be more go-to than the SWAT. But I mean, you could still use them both defensively, and there's not a lot of like defensive. Like these are basically the only two team defensive, super soldiers in the game, and that's why they may be realistic. But a lot of it will depend on whether or not they allow the driver in like high, like tournament play and whatnot. So I know they made it where you couldn't pick the driver in the tournament, the super tournaments, but you could still random it. So like, you could still get it. We got Gas Soldier and Strike Force. Strike Force is like, I actually really like the MP5 in this game. It just feels really good. And this is kind of good too. Tactical Slide. This is okay. I mean, this is just kind of nice. I'm not a big. I like the jump shot accuracy, but the increased airwalk effect, not a big fan. This is where this class makes it like tempting, but like I don't like that. I just wasn't a fan. That's like annoying for the Strike Force and annoying for the people shooting the Strike Force. So like, I'm just really not a fan of like how it actually plays. So like I really just want to put it here because like once again it's like you put this here and this team right here is mobile. This is a mobile team. Even if you were to like do something like this, like how are you ever gonna, this whole team is so mobile, you know what I mean? Like they're all over you. So it's like some of this stuff is really hard and situational. I mean, it's a battle royale. Anything can happen. Especially when you start involving super soldiers. I actually really like the Gatlin soldiers passives because it's like, where's he at? Where's he at? Yeah, right here. And the reason is like his ultimate's like eh. But he has a roll, and you get 30 HP after you roll, and a tactical slide. So it's like you can roll, or you could slide, roll, slide, and that kind of makes it good. And it has the smart bullet on it. 15% minus damage from the front. That's nice, always. As well as 100% magazine capacity for AR and Galleon. Like, this is where it's like, none of these are really bad. Like, it is so good. I just don't think in like higher level play, it's gonna be enough to give up anything on this tier right here. I just don't see it. You know, I actually really like it. It's just, I almost want to put it here because, like I said, the slide, roll, slide, but it's not enough. Like, because like, there's no utility involved. You know, it's just not gonna do it. And the gas soldier, I really actually like this class a lot, and I'll tell you why I like it a lot right here. No, where's that? Yeah, it's this right here, dude. Upgrade smoke grenades into toxic smoke grenades. It does so much damage too. It does a lot. And like some of these kind of good. Like you know, smoke kind of goes with it. This is kind of good. I mean, this isn't bad, but I just think it's way too situational. Because it goes back to like the fireball and like when you can use it. I mean, this is good, but it's like, I just don't think it's enough. Like, I mean, it's good, but it's not like it's way too situational on the, circle. Because once again, like you start getting shot at, I mean, what are you gonna do? You have nothing. No defense. Like, there's literally nothing that you can do. Nothing except stand there. That's where it's like good, but it's like it's just not good enough. Cause like right, can get away. Yeah, pray they don't nuke you before you kill them. And this one's just missing it, completely. But it's still kind of good because like you can clear buildings with it, like, and that's where it's kind of good because, or even like a rock, right? Like the fireball, it goes through everything to a point. So like let's just say you were like, you're running up to like a 3-story building, right? And there was somebody on the roof. Like theoretically you could shoot them through the floor upwards, goes through obstacles and damages hidden enemies. So like it is really good. It's just, I'm trying to think like final circle on these because like pre-final circle, it doesn't really matter as much. Like, none of these are going to be bad. None of these are going to be bad. None of them at all. Because, like, even the force field, like, firearms expert, like, pre-final circle, when you're not really worried about moving and, like, like, where you go in the circle, is it going to be, like, situationally, positioning doesn't matter as much early on. I mean, if you get rushed by a seeker, I mean, you just type your force field and just mow them down. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so, like, pre-finals circles, like, none of them are that bad. But I just don't see anything competing with these two right now. I think what is it? Oh, what's his face? Ba-ba. Yeah, I think the Marine could get there pretty quick. The Strike Force could also get there pretty quick. Ooh. But like, I just don't see, like, in a perfect world, right? You know, let's just say the S tier is going to be a squad for like a tournament, right? I just don't see them ever not doing this. And if driver's not allowed, not doing this, right? There's no way. There's no way they don't do it. It's like pushing, reviving, positioning, right? It gives you everything. Everything you need. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna leave a link for this one, for the tier list here. If y'all want to make your own tier list, send me a screenshot on Twitter. I'm curious. I played the game quite a bit, so I don't know if anybody else has other opinions. What the case may be. I've actually really enjoyed doing this one, dude. I'm so excited for the game to come out. Now we're at 7 days, 7 hours, and 39 minutes until we drop into, what do they call on the map? I forget. It starts with an O, or no, or I can't remember. But yeah, guys, this has been my tier list. Hope y'all enjoyed it, and we will see you on the